Hey, what's up, Brandon? This is going to be a bit of a lengthy demo video for you for your KR Sabers in Dennis Lukyanov Heart of Siberia and your KR Sabers Quigon Jinn. We'll go over the Quigon first. This is one that I haven't done before, so that was very interesting. Whenever I see these Quigons come across my desk, there's a little bit of apprehension just because they have such a unique setup. When you get to these deep grooves that you can see right here, you can see through them, right? You get these deep grooves, so it's accurate. It looks very cool, but it makes a hard install. Not the case on this guy, though. This is very well designed. The Goth Eco chassis was very well designed. It was very easy to install. This is a one-button setup, so your one switch is right here, this red guy. If you find that it gets too tight and it's not actuating your switch, you just have to back off the switch just a little bit and it'll actuate it just like that. All right. You have a stock V2 NPXL in here that I'll show you here in a second. You provided the it was basically the Goth Eco kit. Sorry, it was the Goth Eco kit for a Proffie install, so it came with all of the components. To get to your board, well, first let's get to the battery. To get to your battery, what you want to do is unscrew your emitter. All right, we'll unscrew this guy, pop this off. You'll see your chassis piece right here. So you got your 18650 battery. This came with your kit. Your stock V2 in here. Now, to get this battery out, you will need to come over here. Once you take this emitter piece off, this shows a hole right here. This is for your finger, so push your finger through that hole, and it'll pop the battery out just like that. All right, and then you could take your battery out. It is kind of tight, but it goes in there no problem. The negative side of your battery always goes inside of the hilt. Do not put it in backwards. All right, so negative side of your battery down inside the hilt. So we'll put our battery back in there, snap it in place, and put this back on. That chassis piece does not come out. It stays just like that. All right, and when you're done, you can just lock this back down. You have the stock font package on here for now. So this is the font package that comes with the Proffie board. There is a copy of the config that I used for the board, though, because I had to change it to a one-button setup. All right, both of these Sabers are running Proffie B3s that you provided. You'll want to take this pummel cap off to get to your chassis. One thing you want to watch out for, though, this pummel is two pieces. All right, so this is your sound venting. It goes in here. I did not want to glue it in. You can if you want to. Use a little bit E6000 if you want to. Not something I wanted to do. So just be aware of that. That's two separate pieces. All right. Once you take that out, you'll see your speaker here, and it will fall right into your hand. So you have a KR Sabers 28mm speaker. It's in its own speaker pod, obviously, using the stock connector back here. And then when you look in here, you've got access to your SD card, your micro USB down here. You got the pogo pins that match up with your speaker, and get that to focus again. And that's your kill switch right there. So the kill switch actually has a little cap on it. It's very easy to come over here and just flip it. So when you flip the kill switch to the left, you're turning on the Saber. All right, so we've got it turned on right there. We're not going to hear any sound, obviously, until we put our speaker in. And then when you put your speaker in, you want to screw your pummel back because it locks the speaker down. And now everything's good to go, right? Come over here and hit power. And you've got twist off. All right, we'll go ahead and we'll throw a blade in here. I'm going to use a test blade, but this is set up for a full-length diameter Neopixel blade. So just throw your blade in there, come over here and lock down your retention screw. You've got a singular retention screw, which is right here. Let me turn the light on. Right there where my pinky is, right there. All right. So we get that in, come over here and hit power. And of course, blaster bolts is just tapping the button because everything happens from the one switch. blade lock up, or double tapping and then holding it down. That's your blade lock up. We'll twist it off, and then to go to another sound font, what you want to do is do a long press on the switch when the saber's off.
Smooth gray.
Do another one.
Smooth Jedi.
Blade lock up. One more.
Teensy.
And we'll turn it off when we're done. When we're done, we can come over here and flip our kill switch. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the pommel off and take the speaker out, and we'll turn this guy on, and I'll show you that the kill switch is working. All right. We'll take our speaker out, turn this on, and then come back here and flip our switch. We'll flip it to the right to to the right to turn it off, just like that. All right. Now everything is dead, and it's working like it should. So we'll take the blade out of here. I'm going to go ahead and leave the battery in this guy since you have a kill switch. It's not going to hurt anything. We'll just put our speaker back. Throw the pommel back on. And that's basically your Quigon. All right, so we'll put that off to the side. Or your Master QGJ is what the box says. Right. And we'll go right into your Heart of Siberia. So this also is installed with the Proffie V3. This one is a lot different of a setup though. There's a lot of blinkies going on in this guy. First, you've got a Carl Chen PCB in here. So these are the PCBs that I typically use when I install Sabers, and I provide all of the parts. So there's a lot of LEDs on there. I'll show you that those light up. You have a crystal chamber here. So there's a real quartz crystal in your chamber that also lights up. And of course, you know on this guy, if you wanted to close this, you could. You do it by that screw right there. You just put your finger on that screw, and you could slide the door closed. When you slide this closed, you expose the damage over here on the other side, and this has some shine through also. All right, so we'll go ahead and leave that there for now. To get to your chassis, you want to come over here from this clip and just pop out this wire, just like that. All right, and then when you pop that out, you go ahead and unscrew your handle and take it right off. This is a 2-button setup, so you have 2 dome tactile switches right here. When holding this saber in a manner that the switches are facing up, the switch on your right hand side is your power, and then the left hand side is your auxiliary. This is what your chassis looks like right here. You've got your Proffie board up here. It is just a press fit down into the shelf. Access to your SD card, your micro USB. You've got a kill switch right in front of the board over here. You have a 9-pixel accent strip right here, and then you also have another 9-pixel accent strip right over here. And lastly, you have a 26-pixel accent strip right around the speaker right here, so that we could light up this portion of the handle. So this portion of the handle has a whole lot of cutouts. You can see my face from behind it, right? So I wanted to light that up. That's what I typically do there. All right. And then, of course, a removable battery setup with a 28mm Smuggler's Outpost Elite speaker. All right. Now this one has my font on it, and then you have the stock font package. I put my font on it because you have so many blinkies. I wanted to kind of show you what this would look like if you put some aftermarket fonts on it and you do some magic with your config file. All right. So we'll put our battery in, come over here and flip our switch. Now the chassis on the LEDs on either side are wired together, so they act in unison, and then you've got this piece right here. All right, till we turn it on, and then everything just goes. Your LEDs in here, the crystal chamber here, or if you opened up this door, You can see it from here. Everything reacts to the auxiliary button being pressed. And then I gave you twist off on this one as well. All right, we'll just go ahead and throw the handle on. It goes right on. Screw it down all the way. And then take this little red wire and pop it back into the cap. Oops. Turn the music on, and I'll show you how to do that here in a second. Just pop it right back into that clip so it all looks like one piece of wire. Now your fonts have soundtracks. So to play those, what you want to do is do a long press on the power when the Saber's off. On a 1-button setup, that's how you switch fonts. On a 2-button setup, this is how you play your track. All right, and do the same thing to turn it off. Just like that. Now, fire it up. We got that whole pommel all lit up. This one sounds pretty beefy too. Your blade retention on this guy is this screw right here. This screw is on this greebly, so you don't need a tool. Just come over here, back it up with your fingers, get it out of the blade socket, throw a blade in this guy, and then lock it down with a screw, right? No tools necessary. Power. Blaster bolts, just tap. Now on a 2-button setup and you want blade lockup, you hold the auxiliary button down and hit the Saber. And you'll see that here, you'll see it here, and of course the blade lockup's right here too. And then the rest of them are stock fonts, right? So we hit auxiliary to go to another font. This one is blue. Of course, you got a blue blade. This is blue.
Smooth fuzz.
We'll close this door. And then you can see your damage back here. We flash on clash. And we'll turn it off just like that. All right. Break this guy down real quick. And again, on this one, you also have a kill switch. So if you wanted to leave your battery in, you could. We'll pop that clip off, unscrew our handle. I'll come over here and turn this on so we could flip our switch and kill it just like that. All right. And if you want to take the battery out, you come over here from the positive side by your speaker. This one's a little tight, so you may need a tool. I just use the back of my tweezers and it comes right out. All right. But that's basically your Heart of Siberia and also your Quigon Jinn. So let me know if you have any questions and I will try to get these out in the mail to you by tomorrow. Thanks.